Beyond the spirit sea off, approach if you are brave enough to be known by the unknown.
Oh, it's you. Hey, how are you? Actually, let me turn this off. How are you liking the carnival? Yeah, it does have kind of a janky charm to it. I'm glad they brought it back, though. I was worried after that kid fell off the Ferris wheel last year, but it seems like they were able to keep it going. Oh no, they didn't change anything. The spirits and I heavily recommend skipping the Ferris wheel. Oh yeah, super dangerous. Oh, um, yeah, I guess this would be weird to mention at work, but I do palm reading in my spare time as like a hobby. Yeah, I heard they were looking for a new fortune teller, so that's why I'm here. The voice. The voice is just a Sally experience to kids. I think I do a decent palm reading too, but why don't you take a seat and you can be the judge of that? Yeah, let's take a look at your hands, see what they have to say. Oh, why not? You're already here. And I'll do your palm reading for free. Yeah, it'll be my thank you for always driving me home from work. I like your company too. Quite a bit, actually. But it would be nice to do something to thank you besides saying thank you. And you won't let me pay for gas. So, you are getting a free fortune telling. Here, sit on the pillow facing opposite me and rest your hands on the mat. Just whatever way you feel the most comfortable. Right, there's no right or wrong here. Just put your hands down. Good. Now, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Because you're nervous, and for this to work, you have to be relaxed. This is just for fun, but you're not going to have any fun if you're this tense. Very good. No, you don't have to move. Keep your hands relaxed on the mat. Just take a few deep breaths and try to relax your shoulders. Okay. Slow your speed and breathe deeper. So, like this. In and out. Very good. You're a natural. Now do that 2 more times. Very nice. Now relax your shoulders. There you go. Well done. You can open your eyes now, if you like. Look at those beautiful peepers. How are you feeling so far? Yeah, I noticed that. Honestly, you do seem to be carrying a lot of stress, particularly this week. You might actually really like breathing if it's helping you this much. If you just take a second to center yourself either at night or in the morning, it might help a lot. Well, why don't we make time? Yeah, we can try it before we go into work on Monday. Cool. Sounds like well, it doesn't sound like a date, I guess, but it sounds like a moment that we can share. Okay, we'll go with that. Now, back to business. I'm going to be touching and manipulating your hands through the session. Is that all right? Understood. Thank you for trusting me. Now, if I can direct your eyes down, we can actually tell a lot just by how you placed your hands on the mat. Your palms are flat, meaning you don't want to give away the most vulnerable parts of yourself right away. That's pretty normal. But what's interesting, and is really the reason I had you take some breaths, is because your hands are gripping the mat. Yeah, see the way your fingers are curled? No, you don't need to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just, generally this is an indicator of a person who has a hard time relaxing, is always looking over their shoulder, is really unsure that the environment that they're in is safe. Yeah, I guess you're right. I could have guessed that from work. You are generally pretty anxious, but I think it's kind of charming in its own way. It's made you really attentive. Yeah, you're always looking out for your coworkers, remembering birth dates. You're always getting me the same cup of coffee every morning, exactly the way I wanted, down to the amount of sugars. So it can be a good thing. You just have to remember to take care of yourself. Anyway, let's take a look at your palms. All right. Well, first thing to notice here is that your hand shape is almost a square. No, it's not bad. What it means is that you're a pragmatic person. You live in the now, you tend to be logical. Yes, very responsible. Let's check your headline. That's the line here in the center. Straight as an arrow, which means you prefer a straightforward approach to solving problems. But I am seeing some light disruptions here, which indicates some mental strife. Just make sure that you don't get caught up in doing things your way. Let your friends help you through any challenges that you experience. They might have different perspectives that you didn't consider. I am not talking about that project that we worked on, but it is a good example of how letting your friend help you might lead to success instead of being stubborn. Well, yeah, of course I consider us friends. What else would we be? Wait, you consider us friends, right? Okay, I was a bit nervous for a second. On that note, let's move to your love line. This will tell me about your relationships. Okay. It starts under your index finger, which means that generally you like to be in love. Your stubbornness seems to serve you well. Minimal breakages in this line means that once you find the person that you're meant for, you're going to be holding tight to them. And look at that length. True love. Look at you. Such a softie. What? Don't be embarrassed. That's good news. Everybody likes a curmudgeonly romantic. Very old school, but very cute. Fine, I'll move on. Your lifeline. Most people think that this indicates how long you'll live, but this is actually a misconception. What it does show is how much you're going to let external forces influence your life. And, judging by how short your line is, I'd say you aren't often influenced by others. For better or worse, you'll be moving at the beat of your own drum throughout your life. Honestly, with such positive readings, I'm curious as to why you've been so stressed at work. uh, yeah, truthfully, I'm better at reading people's personalities from their palms than reading their life events. So I tend to stick to reading the left hand. I do see some disruptions on your lifeline on your right hand, which does indicate a crisis, but the lines are shallow, which means the crisis should pass quickly. Why don't you think so? Oh. Oh no, I'm so sorry. When are when are they moving out? And I bet you they didn't give you notice, did they? God, that's awful. How long can you afford rent on your own? No wonder you've been so stressed this week. Is there anything I can do to help? Well, I don't know anyone who's looking, but what if I moved in with you? Well, my current place is pretty cramped. I think they'd be happy to have me gone and have the space, and I know they can afford the rent. Besides, it'd make driving to work together pretty easy. Yeah, I'm sure. I know you'll make a great roommate. It says so on your palm. Right here, actually. No. Sorry. I'm just having fun. But I am serious about moving in with you, if you're interested. Yeah, I'd really like to try my hand at living with a grumpy romantic. Look at that face. You look like you just sucked on a lemon. Well, am I wrong? I didn't think so. So, what do you say? Do you want to be roomies with me? Yay! Oh my god. Sorry. I am a hugger. Here, take my number. Give me a call tonight and we can iron out the details. And I can tease you a whole bunch for being a squishy hearted cutie. Oh, I'm sorry. I promise I'll be good. No more teasing. Until I have you alone.